Pregnant bride dies on wedding day, but doctors miraculously save her unborn child. Picture this. It's the morning of your wedding day, one of the most important and special days of your life. You're in your bridal suite getting your makeup done. The room is bustling with bridesmaids getting ready and photographers snapping photos. Your cell phone rings. It's your dad. You answer it because, well, it's your dad. You assume he has a random question, like what time he's supposed to be somewhere. Instead, he tells you that your husband was rushed to the hospital due to what was thought to be a minor problem. You're able to sense your father's panic and struggle to mouth out some words. You try to remain calm and be positive, yet impatient to know exactly what happened to your husband-to-be. He finally musters courage and drops the bombshell that your groom passed away a short while ago. Unlike us, who only pictured it, a soon-to-be couple actually experienced a very similar situation. The pregnant bride died from a stroke minutes before reaching the altar, leaving her groom a single father to their newborn daughter who was delivered by emergency cesarean. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Nurse Jessica Guedes, 30, was 6 months pregnant and apparently healthy when she began to feel ill while in the limo on the way to the church on Sunday in Sao Paulo. At first, her family thought she was suffering from anxiety about the ceremony after she complained of feeling dizzy with pains in her neck. They were unaware the victim was suffering from preeclampsia, which would shortly rob her of her young life and motherhood. Preeclampsia is a condition that can go unnoticed in pregnant women or those who have just given birth. The disease occurs when the placenta enters the uterus, which causes a change to the blood vessels and inflammation that can create high blood pressure and significant amounts of protein in the urine, meaning red blood cells break down and eventually leads to seizures and liver and kidney failure. She was declared brain dead by doctors shortly after arriving at the hospital. Her fiancé, firefighter Lieutenant Flavio Gonçalves, 31, who was already waiting at the altar, was surprised by the delay. But when she arrived, a relative rushed into the venue pleading for help after the first-time mum-to-be passed out in the car. In an interview with Brazilian Kresker magazine, the groom said, "I was worried because I was waiting for her at the altar and she was taking ages to come in. A cousin of hers ran down the carpet and told me that she had passed out. I opened the car door and she was lying down but regained consciousness to talk to me. I said to her, 'Baby, I'm here.' She replied that everything was fine, but that she had a severe pain in the back of her neck. At that moment, I became a rescuer, as I have been for 7 years with the fire department. I took her out of the limo, started first aid, and asked for help from my firefighter friends who were there as guests." Jessica was taken to a state maternity hospital in central Sao Paulo. However, due to the complexity of the case, she was transferred to the private Pro Matre Paulista maternity hospital. According to the medical report, the mother had a stroke due to preeclampsia and internal bleeding that meant surgeons were forced to remove the uterus. Given the severity of the case, the medical team performed an emergency cesarean section to save the 29-week-old baby's life and the young mom. Doctors were able to stop the young mom's abdominal bleeding, but she could not be saved. The young mom, who had been declared brain dead, passed away after the operation. This kind of situation is rare, with only 30 reported cases between 1982 and 2010, according to a study published in BMC Medicine. Due to its rarity, there is no one accepted protocol, but the baby is delivered via cesarean. In cases where the mother dies before the baby is born, the mother is kept artificially alive so the growing fetus can be delivered. Sophia was born weighing 2.05 pounds and 13.5 inches, or 930 grams and 34 centimeters, and was immediately rushed to the neonatal intensive care unit. She stayed in the hospital for at least 2 months. A relative of the victim said Jessica was attending prenatal care, had no high blood pressure during her pregnancy, and was healthy, doing physical activity and eating well. In a statement, the hospital confirmed that Jessica Guedes was admitted to maternity last Sunday. At the moment, the entire maternity team is prioritizing the support, comfort, and attention of the families of Lieutenant Gonçalves and the patients by helping them with all necessary measures. A video of the last moments of the bride shows her happily waving to the camera in her gown on her wedding day. But within a few hours, she was dead, and her groom was left with bittersweet emotions as he learns to come to terms with the loss of his bride while taking comfort in the birth of his child. "The doctor called me into another room and said she had been brain dead. He asked me to come into the room to say goodbye," Mr. Gonçalves said. "I could only cry, pray, and ask for strength from God. I felt very scared, and desperation began to take over. But I remembered how much we wanted our daughter, Sophia, and that she now needed help because I would have to be a father and mother of a NICU baby. Images captured the incredible moment the premature child responds to her father's voice by opening her eyes, turning to look at him, and seemingly reaching for him with an outstretched hand that creeps out from underneath the covers. The bereaved father said, "Jessica was a really cheerful person who loved life, an enlightened and strong being of light. I was so looking forward to becoming her husband and becoming a father. I will be strong and I will not weaken in the face of adversity. The love of my life taught me how to respect and treat a woman well so that I could learn how to take care of our daughter. I still can't believe this has happened. It seems like I'm in a sad movie, and you cry, 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 but leave the movie theater knowing it was just a movie. However, in my case, the movie will never be over, and the suffering will go on forever," he added emotionally. Following the unforeseen tragedy, the new father discovered that his health plan failed to cover private maternity care. But within a couple of days of friends setting up an online kitty, colleagues from the military police helped raise more than the £20,000 or 100,000 reals needed to cover the expenses. The family decided to respect Jessica's request to donate her organs, and she was buried after a while following the release of her body. That generous decision to donate her organs may give other people a new chance to live or thrive. Also, since the wedding was cancelled, the family donated all the food from the banquet to children in need in a local community. Preeclampsia is among the leading causes of maternal death and is often characterized by high blood pressure and protein in the urine. However, it can also sometimes present no symptoms, according to the Australian Department of Health's Pregnancy, Birth and Baby website. Around 5 to 10% of preterm deliveries in Australia are due to preeclampsia or its associated complications, Pregnancy, Birth and Baby stated. In August this year, doctors in the Czech Republic delivered a healthy baby girl 117 days after her mother was declared brain dead. The unnamed mom, 27, suffered a stroke in April and was kept on life support to keep the pregnancy going and regularly moved her legs to stimulate walking to help the child's growth. A Kentucky mother was found dead in her apartment with her 2-month-old son still alive, having survived on his own for days. Clinging to a picture of her daughter, Adrienne Wade said she wants answers after 29-year-old Danielle Wade was found dead on August 18 in her Louisville, Kentucky apartment. "Her and her kids were at my house," Wade said. "We went to school. We had a good day. Friday the 13th was funny." For the mother and grandmother, she said that was the last time she heard her daughter laugh. The next thing she knew, tragedy struck. Wade said on August 18, she was called by Louisville Metro Police Department investigators to go to her daughter's apartment to identify the body. She said when she arrived, she was told her daughter had been dead several days. Her 2-month-old grandson, Trishan, was alive, reportedly lying on top of his mother. She said the infant survived by gnawing on his own fingers. Decomposing for days with her little baby, her little newborn laying on top of her, Wade said. That baby was in the apartment while she was decomposing. His hand was raw from trying to eat to survive. She said Trishan is in the hospital recovering from dehydration and injuries sustained to his hands. She considers it a miracle that her grandson survived so long without his mother. "It is miraculous because God is involved," Wade said. "God is involved. It's very miraculous. He ate his hand raw. He was in there for days without survival techniques." LMPD says that Danielle Wade died of an overdose. "I can't believe this is how her week ended," her mother said. "I can't believe it happened this quick. Life is so short, and it happened just like that." Trishan is expected to make a full recovery. His grandmother says she will be taking care of him and her other grandson moving forward. If you enjoyed the video, kindly give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, and share with others. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.